Hey, how y'all doing? In the last video, I wanted to show you what else I had growing in the garden, but things didn't work out that way. I had a lot of footage that was just out of focus. I'm using a different camera. I'm trying to get used to it. Anyway, while we go through the garden, I want you to look for honeybees, since we kind of touched on that subject last time. I have 6 tomato plants this year. Now they were planted, I won't say early, but they ended up going through 2.5 frosts. 2 were pretty serious, burned the leaves. I mean, they looked really bad. One of them was just a little light frost. They all have blooms, and I think most have little green tomatoes. So we're doing good. Has some more flowers. We got a mess of beans off of these a few days ago. These are Blue Lake bush beans. They went through the frost too. You can see here in the center, these were hurt a lot more than the ones on either side. If you look at the row next to them, that's the ones I was spraying the Liquid 7 on the other day. They're almost as big, and I know they're much prettier than the ones that were planted a month earlier. These didn't go through any frost. That's the 2 rows side by side. The purple hull are flowering. Again, next to this row are the purple hulls that I planted about a month later. I think they're going to be a lot nicer. They didn't go through any cold weather. And that's my 2 rows I got going on the south end of the garden. Now I will be drawing a 3rd row right next to this one to plant another row of purple hull. My half row of volunteer okra. Didn't plant the first seed this year. I just tilled old stalks in and thinned them out. This is a volunteer sunflower that came up, so I left it. It won't be in the way. When thinning, I was hoping I could have made one straight row, but it didn't work out that way. This is a few of my cantaloupe vines. They starting to grow since this hot weather set in. This is why I carry my hook and crook hoe with me on the unit. Took care of that little mess. While we were going through the garden, I showed you a lot of flowers. Everything is blooming, pretty much. Did you see any honeybees? Must not have any, right? Well, this is a tree. The locals call them popcorn trees, Japanese tallow trees, chicken trees. I hope I can get the sound level up high enough for you to hear. One last thing I want to show you is what I call the big garden. That's where my sunflowers are going to be planted this year. You can see on the right side, I just tilled that yesterday. The left side looks like AstroTurf. Has so many pigweed coming up in there. Got a lot of cocoa grass too. And that's a result for me not being able to till everything under last fall. We had kind of a wacky year at the start of the garden. Hot one day. The next day I had to wear a coat to go outside. But everything looks like it's going to turn out okay. Gardening is a challenge. That's what makes it fun. Losh pa.